91.3 WVKR, Dirty Ground, vocals by the legendary Jack DeJohnette from the album Hudson, with Larry Grenadier, John Schofield, and John Medeski, who is today's guest. Let me get him on the phone. Are you with me?
I am here.
Oh, I love to hear that. Okay, cool. Let me do a brief intro, John, if I may, and then we're just going to do some chatting. So I'm going to start off by saying famed keyboardist John Medeski is credited on over 300 works to date, most notably as one-third of the groundbreaking trio Medeski, Martin, and Wood. John is a highly sought-after improviser and band leader. He's worked with countless artists, including John Zorn, Phil Lesh, Don Was, John Schofield, Mark Rebo, and many, many more. John will be performing tomorrow night as part of Tuskegee Munoz' 80th birthday celebration at the Falcon in Marlborough. He'll also be part of the Jack DeJohnette Celebration of Life on August 9th at UPAC in Kingston, New York. And with that, a warm welcome back to LocalMotion, John Medeski.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going. So, like, speaking of Medeski, Martin, and Wood, you guys were just like in Korea.
We weren't just like in Korea. We were in Korea.
Whoa.
We played at the Korea Seoul Jazz Festival.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was really cool. None of us had been there before. It was really great.
Oh my God, how nice was that? All three of you first timers there.
Yeah, and we played right before Herbie Hancock, which was also very cool.
Oh my God.
And he was amazing. Got to meet him, and yeah, it was great.
His bassist, I think, is James Genus, right?
Yes,
yeah.
His bassist is James Genus.
Yeah. I've seen him a couple times at the Falcon, of course, bassist for SNL also. So, man, that must have been great. Did you guys perform one day at the festival, or did you do several performances?
No, we had one set at the festival. We flew to Korea for one set of music, basically.
Have you guys ever done that before? Any place? I know Korea.
Yeah, we did that for Jakarta Jazz in Java, another really even longer trip.
Wow. Damn.
But we went an extra day early, so we had a day there before the show to go run around Seoul. And we had Billy Martin had a collaborator student of his that lives there as a pianist composer, and she kind of gave us a good. I think we walked 9 miles around Seoul
after jet lag. I'm impressed.
Well, I don't believe in jet lag.
Wait a minute. How do you not believe in jet lag with like a 12-hour?
Because it doesn't exist.
Talk to me. What do you mean?
Well, this has been my. Having done this for over 40 years, it's like that has sort of been my philosophy. It's kind of like it's like our minds are very powerful,
Yeah.
And so I call it the J word. I don't say the word. I don't say jet lag. And the truth is, there are a lot of studies done on the mind and sleep and light. And it's not as simple as like, oh, it's 3 a.m. for me right now, my body clock, because the sun has a deep effect on our serotonin and our dopamine balancing and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So I prefer, and also our minds are powerful. So when the people that I see on the road over my life that are constantly saying, oh my God, it's 2 a.m. for me now, they go down hard. And my philosophy has been, it's now. It's now. And so wherever I am, and I'm not saying I don't get tired, but I don't look like, oh my God, I have jet lag. I look at it like, oh, I'm tired.
Huh.
So, and I've also, one of the rules for me has been, if I fly overnight, get in the morning, I don't take more than an hour, at the max, hour and a half nap.
Yep.
Because if you sleep much longer, then it really does mess with your sleep schedule.
Right.
So it's a half-hour nap, and I just power through the first day and push it into the night and get a good dinner and go to sleep, and then I usually wake up pretty in sync with the new time zone.
I like that. I like that idea. I think I'm going to use that. I like that. Being here and being present and in the moment where you are now, that is the time zone.
Well, just realizing that, time is an illusion, all right? It's, it's a thing. And Sure, we have body clocks, and I do believe in all the, the different things, but, the organ, there's certain hour, different systems in the body need certain things at certain time, need rest at certain times of the day. But the sun is a powerful object, and like if we really tune into the fact, okay, it can actually balance your system.
Mm-hmm.
The light can balance your system a lot faster if you let it, and you don't get caught up in your head.
Yeah, because so much of it is control of our minds. It really is. It really is. We adjust our own attitudes. I agree with you 100%. So, John, you got a couple of gigs going on, and then I just want to go back in time with you a little bit because your career's been pretty extraordinary, and I love all the projects that you're part of because you've got so much going on. Because I started the show off by playing your album Hudson with the other masters that we have here in the Hudson Valley, of course, being Larry Grenadier on bass, John Schofield, guitarist, and legendary Jack DeJohnette on drums, and he sung that album, the track we just heard, Dirty Ground. You recorded that locally in Catskill with Scott Petito up at NRS.
Yep.
And I remember seeing your band, seeing this group at Bardavon. You only played a couple shows with this band. Is that correct, if I remember correctly?
Well, we did a bunch of shows. We did a little tour and stuff, but we only did gigs for within a year after the record came out. That was it.
Yeah. Man, oh man, who got it together? How did this come about?
Jack. It was Jack. He kind of did it as a birthday thing. He wanted to put this band together. Yeah, so he got it. Jack got it. He put it together.
Yeah.
It was a big surprise to me. He's obviously one of my lifelong heroes, and I never imagined I would get to play with him in my life. But it was great to make this record and go on the road with him.
Is that the only time you recorded with him?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Wow. Do you remember? Is that like, had you met him prior to recording, or?
I had met. Yeah, sure. I had met him because he lives in. He was living in Willow. And I had met him, but not. No, I hadn't really hung out with him at all until working on Hudson.
Wow. Yeah.
And it was really great. He's just an incredible spirit.
Yeah.
Really, I was always still searching and growing and excited.
He always seemed to be
learning.
learning.
He was far from being a caricature of himself. And every night, I mean, it was just mind blowing because there was at least one or two songs where he would do like a drum solo to start the tune off, and how unbelievably different. Because I played a lot of people. Sometimes a lot of people get into a certain song. They have a certain kind of thing they do on that song every time. But Jack was like, it was so incredibly open and like different every night, and it's just the creativity and the mastery was just mind blowing.
I remember seeing him right after the 2016 election, playing at the art school in Woodstock on piano, and that was the first time I had seen him on piano. And who knew, and the vocals.
Oh, he's a great piano player.
Yeah, but I didn't.
And he started as way back when he was doing, he sang in like a doo-wop group.
Wow.
In Chicago, and he sang. That's why I don't know how many other records he sang on, but he loved to sing, and he loved this. Like I know I had heard stories of him like in soundcheck playing like band songs and stuff and singing them and all that, but
right.
So I think that's why kind of why I think we ended up recording. Some songs with him singing because he loves to sing. And I mean, I have a hilarious, forever to be kept, sworn to secrecy, videos of Schofield and Jack like trading like bebop, like singing a blues and like trading solos. It is so funny and so amazing.
I love that it's sworn to secrecy. You must have so many great stories like that. And Schofield, of course. Holy crap, I mean, and Larry Grenadier too. All four of you. When I heard you guys were coming out with this album, I was like, how perfect is that? Because you all have, that's why it's Hudson Valley, Hudson River. You're all like living in the area. So, and
it was great. And we we did whatever. We did a few gigs. I don't exactly know how many, but we did many gigs during that time.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah. It was a good time. It was a good
great.
time when I saw that show at Bardavon, and then all four of you did signings afterwards, and you were like sitting at this table, and it's just really cool. Really, just a great show. And speaking of Jack, you're going to be part of this celebrating Jack G. Jeanette Sound Travels performance. It's starting at 5 p.m. on Sunday, August 9th at Ulster Performing Arts Center. There's something like, I don't know, 40 something artists either talking or performing. Do you know yet what your part of this celebration is going to be?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing a version of Hudson,
Ah,
basically,
ah,
with Schofield, Larry Grenadier, and Terry Lynn Carrington
ah. I love
on
that.
drums.
Oh,
So, yeah.
oh, that's really
Yeah,
nice.
it's an honor for me. I mean, Jack has played with so many, legends in his life.
Yeah.
To be part of it is really an
When
honor.
I had him on this show, I couldn't believe I was talking to him and the stories and just the gentleness of him. Though I don't know, it was really a true honor to host him and just feel his energy and his vibe and just I don't know. I loved it, and I love the fact that this show is happening on Jack's actual birthday, which is August 9th.
Yeah, it's really amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, and his wife is presenting it. Pat Metheny, Terry Lynn Carrington, and Danny Melnick, of course. So,
Yep.
what a show this is going to be. And listeners, if you guys, I mean, if anything you're going to go to, this is the thing to do. It's probably going to be a 5 hour or so performance with all these people. But if you look at upac.com and just go look at all the artists that are going to be there, it's insane, insane. I mean, Bruce Hornsby, Larry Grenadier, Bill Frisell's going to be there. Will Cahoon's going to be there. It's crazy. Schofield's going to be there. Tim Reese. It's just the list goes on and on and on. So what a great thing.
Well, I don't think there's a musician
That said no.
that are alive. I mean, or there shouldn't be anyone
Right.
who Jack hasn't and some form of inspiration or influence on.
Yeah. Yeah.
His
And
music, something that he's been part of. He's been part of so much, and he just, he's one of the greatest drummers in human history.
yeah. Yeah, he absolutely is. And this is beautiful for all you musicians involved. You're all donating your time. It's going to be a benefit for the family of Woodstock, which is a super worthy organization. If listeners aren't,
It is a great organization.
yeah, if listeners aren't like familiar with it, just check it out. Family of Woodstock, and all proceeds of this are going to the family of Woodstock. So I'll say thank you for doing this and taking your time to do this and be part of this honor.
It's great.
Yeah, no, it's going to be super cool. And then tomorrow night, I've seen you with Tasiji, and the two of you are magic
I know.
together.
I've seen you there.
Yes, and you're magic together, the two of you. Tell me how you met Tasiji Munoz, and am I saying his name correctly?
No, it's Munoz.
Munoz.
C.G. Munoz.
I've had him on my show, and that was incredible.
Munoz. He's something else.
He came into the studio and he was just looking at me over there in that chair, and I was just like, okay, let's do this. And what a gentleman, and what a beautiful soul. Another one. But I guess, those are the kind of people you kind of hang with. So tell me about you meeting him, and he's got so much love around him.
Yeah, well, I met Tasiji originally, God, in the late 80s in Boston.
Ah.
I was in school, and Bob Moses was one of my teachers at the New England Conservatory.
Yeah.
And he put, I don't know if he put it together, I don't know, but they basically a recording was put together to play with Tasiji and some of his music with a bunch of different musicians that Bob, I think, might have curated. And I met him there. I played, and then it was probably 10 years later or so that I think Bob, or he has actually taken Tasiji gives people that play with him a lot of names, and his name is Rock-a-Lob Bob Moses, and so Bob just goes by Rock-a-Lob now, and he kept encouraging me to get together with Tasiji to play, that I should be playing with him, that Moses had really taken Tuskegee on as sort of some kind of mentor, guru type of, Tuskegee really was helping him through a certain point in his life, and not just with music, but as a counsel, and
Nice.
yeah. So I did. I kind of just went over and visited Tuskegee when he was living in Wallkill, New York,
Wow.
and sat with him, and we talked, and then we started playing together little by little. And the first recording we did was turned into the album Beauty is Beauty.
Right. And we're going to play a track from that after we're done talking.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And then we did that, and then he then we did the next phase of that trilogy. That at the time I didn't know it was going to be a trilogy, but it was Beauty is Ugly, and then Ugly is Ugliest. That was that 3-part trilogy of records. And then we just we play. Whenever he would have a show, I would try to be available, and it worked out a lot of the time. So a lot of the shows were at the Falcon.
Yeah.
And we did a few other gigs, different places, but so we since then we've been playing together every year.
And your lamb
as much as I can.
Your Lamb Sobo.
Lam Sobo, yes.
Yeah, Lam Sobo. Okay, wow.
Yeah.
So tomorrow night you're playing with Tony Falco on drums. Yeah.
Yep.
Adam, you're having 2 drummers.
Yep, 2 drums.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he does that. We do that a lot with Tuskegee. He likes that.
Yeah, and it's his 80th, and I love that it's called 80th Birthday Awakening. Pretty.
Well, I think today is actually his 80th birthday.
Beautiful. Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be great. I mean, it's all when he has since moved down to Virginia, and so he's not up here as much, and I don't see him as much. We don't play as much, and I don't think he has a lot of opportunities down there to play. So it's going to be really sort of reunion and celebration.
Yeah, that's really cool. And somehow people always find themselves back at the Falcon, don't they?
It's a great place.
Yeah, 100%. And I love the fact that it's going, and it's going strong, and the mission behind it and all that Tony built is it's going strong, and it's just no place like it. So yeah, I'm really thrilled that you guys are going to be there tomorrow night, and I've seen you there, I think, with Club Delph, another great band that you sometimes play with when you're
absolutely
not all over the world, because that's kind of what you tend to do. You are like touring. You're going to Germany soon, which is like where I'm from. And you're also, you're going to, you are, aren't you? You're going to UK. You're going to Hamburg.
Oh, with Schofield?
Yes.
Yeah, we're getting at the end of August. I don't actually even know exactly where we're. I know we're starting in London. I haven't looked to see where else we're going.
So you're going to London. You're going to Hamburg. You're going to Poland, and you're going to beautiful Switzerland. And then you're
we're doing a brief Euro tour with it's going to be fun. Looking forward to that with Vincente Archer on bass, and it's going to be really good.
Amazing. And then you're with Julian Lodge at in the fall with his quartet as well.
Yeah, we made a record last year that came out, and we've been doing little tours since then. We did one in Europe. Recently, we played at Big Ears Festival, and then did a few shows, one like Savannah, Georgia, and a couple shows then. And then we went to Europe for a little run, and now we're going to do 2 separate runs in the United States in the fall. I think we're going to go to Europe again after the first of the year, and Asia in May.
Beautiful.
Next year.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I love. Yeah, Julian's amazing. It's really incredible.
Yeah. I can just, I don't know, see the two of you together as a perfect match musically. You're also doing the Full Moon Resort, which I think you've done a couple of times before. You're doing the Roots Rock Revival at the end of this month, July 29th, in Big Indian. That must be fun.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, Emma Medeski Martin Wood did the first camp ever at the Full Moon Resort.
You did? I did not know that.
Many years ago, before they had the big building that they now use, I remember I was talking to Henry. I was actually renting a house from Henry in Saugerties, and we, just talked. I talked to his partner Michael, and we just, they had this dream of doing a music camp because they were mostly doing weddings and things like that, and
Yeah.
sort of so we put together. I think we did 5 years of
Wow.
camps there
Wow.
with Medeski, Martin, and Wood. We thought it was like boot camp, music
Mm-hmm.
boot camp
Mm-hmm.
for about a week each or 5 days or something. And,
How much
and
fun for
people would
your
come.
fans to go.
It was fun for us.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for everybody. And all
And
the.
then they kept doing these camps. They
Mm-hmm.
kept doing these camps and expanded, and got bigger and bigger names to come in and do it. And then the Roots Rock is kind of one of the staples there. That's been going on for a while now. And I've gone up and done master classes and played one night as part of the Roots Rock many years.
Yeah.
And I really love it.
Yeah.
And this year's really exciting. I think because so a guy who I met there, a really, really great guitar player named Jason Hosier, was a student there. I remember meeting him there at lunch or something, and he, started coming over to our place and hanging out at our house. And through us, he met through our circles. He met this incredible Senegalese percussionist, Abba Diop. He's an amazing sabar player from Senegal. I played on his last record, and Jason's been playing with him for years. And Oteil heard the record, or I don't know, and he had remembered Jason from the camps, and basically was just really excited about it. So he invited the band, or at least Abba and Jason, to come, and me to come and play, to sort of be like, hey, here's somebody who came to camp, and now he's this was his trajectory, and he came to this camp, and now he's out there, as a professional musician and playing with this, master Senegalese percussionist, and so it's going to be, I think Oteil's putting together a band with those guys, myself, and I'm not sure who else, other people at the camp.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do a master class, and then a night of music, which I think is open to the public. Night of music.
Yeah, I think they usually open up one night like that with most of the camps. So that's going to be happening on July 29th. And then the next day, like you don't do enough, you're going down to the Capitol Theater. Snarky Puppy with Medeski and Martin.
Well, you know what? I don't think that's happening now.
Oh, okay. We got to remove that. Okay. All
well,
right.
It's literally just yesterday. Billy got in a car accident and
is he okay?
Fractured his wrist.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think he's going to be able to play.
Oh gosh.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I hope it's okay that I'm announcing this, but it's but it's all just happened literally. Yesterday late afternoon.
Oh gosh. But he's okay otherwise than that wrist. Okay.
He's okay. I think he's in a lot of pain.
Yeah. But not hospitalized and nothing life-threatening from an accident.
No, he was in the hospital and there's a cast and things like that. But I don't think he's going to be able to play. But he's going to be off. Off the drums for probably a couple of months.
Yeah, for sure. Probably physical therapy and all that good stuff. We'll send out some good vibes for healing for Billy Martin, that's for sure. So you also, I don't even remember when I first got wind of John Medeski, but learning about your career and all the wonderful people, I realized that Lee Shaw was a huge mentor for you. You grew up in Florida, and you played with Jaco Pastorius, right?
Yeah, when I was in high school. I did,
yeah. And then Lee, you met her down there, Lee Shaw?
Well, when I was a kid, yeah. I mean, Lee was my first jazz piano teacher.
Wow.
When I was 11 years old.
Yeah, but you started out as
living
classical.
down there. I think her husband's mother was down there. Dan Shaw was a drummer that she played with for most of her life until he passed. And so his mother was sick, so they moved down there to take care of her. So she was down there. And I was interested in jazz. And so we found her, and I started taking lessons with her, and it was really, she was unbelievable. She was, an incredible teacher, an incredible piano player, an incredible encyclopedia of, music and organizer of material. And it could not have had a better, and it also incredibly open,
Mm-hmm.
even though she played in a very particular style, very swinging, very Oscar Peterson influenced. And, I mean, she studied with Oscar Peterson, and very much in coming from the swing and straight ahead jazz universe. She was completely open and always reading and always learning and always growing. I mean, when I at that time, this is obviously long before the internet was even a imagined concept.
Right.
She would literally, like, if she read an article that she found interesting, she would type it out. She would go to the typewriter and type it all out to load it into her brain.
Wow.
And so she had these volumes of articles that she had rewritten and retyped.
Amazing.
And
Amazing.
yeah, she was amazing.
She
And she was just an incredible force.
Yeah, yeah. She was. She really was. And Cecil Taylor too, huh?
What's that?
You like he was a mentor of yours too, Cecil Taylor.
Well, only in I didn't know Cecil personally. No.
So, but just somebody that his music that you.
Yeah, I love.
Yeah.
Cecil Taylor was like, well, yeah. When I was a kid, I mean, when I first heard him, which was when I was first getting into jazz music.
Right.
Yeah, he was one of my favorites.
What
sure.
made you get into jazz music? Because you were pretty young getting into jazz music. I hear most people I talk to, it's like teens or college or something like that.
Well, I grew up, I started taking classical piano when I was like 5 or whatever,
So
and
cute.
really got into it. And I think, I wanted to play, music, that my parents and their friends do. So I would just get like sheet music of, these, I guess would be called jazz standard songs, these songs that were their generation's music, and I would play them in the style of, like, I don't know who, there were back then there were a lot of piano players, Carmen Caballero, Peter Nero, Frankie Carl, Eddie Haywood, all these that weren't necessarily jazz, but were playing these Ferranti and Teicher, all these playing all this. So, I would just like read these transcriptions of their stuff to play these songs. And then my best friend when I was, where in my neighborhood when I grew up when I was like 5, through, until junior high school or something, his older brother was a drummer. And I was over there playing at his house when I was like 10 or 11, 10 maybe, and his brother dragged me into his room, and he had this amazing stereo, and he was the older brother, and he played me some jazz records, like Oscar Peterson, Miles Davis, like Return to Forever, and Frank Zappa, which isn't necessarily jazz, but he played me this stuff that I'd never heard, and my mind was completely blown because here is like Miles and Oscar playing these songs that I knew from these other more I guess I don't know what to call it, these other kinds of arrangements that my parents had on record. Right. And here he is like playing tunes like Sweet Georgia Brown or Night Train or whatever it is, and in this whole other way that just was so clearly to me so much, I don't want to say better, but better.
Yeah.
And so that was just the beginning, and I was just enthralled, and I started getting these records, and then fortunately my parents were very encouraging about music, and we found Lee Shaw, who also happened to be a student of Oscar's,
Yeah.
So it was kind of wild, and so I started studying with her. So I was doing classical music and studying jazz, through high school,
High school.
And then she left, and I worked with this really amazing pianist who ended up moving out and teaching in Arizona, and his name was Chuck Moronic. And and then at some point, when I was growing up, and this is Fort Lauderdale, Florida, there were three jazz clubs.
Wow.
In town.
Yeah,
like a straight ahead club, a more sort of I don't know what, fusion-y type of club, and then a couple of other places that had jazz trios and jazz music all the time. And there were tons of solo piano players playing in restaurants and bars and country clubs and things like that. was a different era of music
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
then in the 70s,
Yeah.
you know,
No,
and yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely.
And so, I started playing with this band with a bass player and a drummer. And the drummer happened to be Jocko's brother-in-law,
Wow.
Jocko Pastorius' brother-in-law. And the bass player was sort of an apprentice protege of Jocko's. He played the same bass, the same amp. And he was, they're both older than me. And so we used to play at this club down there called the Musicians Exchange
And what was
as a
your
trio.
band's name?
The trio was called Emergency.
Emergency. Okay.
And I think inspired by the Tony Williams Lifetime, and it was kind of, I would say it was like the bass player was sort of the leader, but we, it was like we just played tunes and did arrangements of different tunes, and they didn't have a piano, so I played Rhodes.
Okay.
And they eventually got a piano in there, and Jocko used to come down and basically take the bass and play the rest of the night, many nights, and then I think when I was maybe 16, and actually, it was weird things like I ran into Jocko at a recording studio, and he was playing on this country record. And he had me come in and play on it with him. And then at the Musicians Exchange, we started doing these afternoon. They wanted these afternoon, like sort of jazz. It didn't last very long, but they tried an afternoon jazz thing, and and Jocko would play bass, and we'd play standards.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, then when I was 16, he asked me to actually go on tour with him when he was going to Japan
Oh my God.
with his band. And my mom said no.
You were how old? Like 16 or
16.
something? Oh man.
And she was probably a good idea.
Yeah. Probably a really good idea.
But he was incredible. There's so many stories. I mean, of course, we all have them. Anybody who's hung out with him at all, and these other people who played with him a lot, I'm sure have tons of stories. But he was real. I got to say, he was so generous and nice to me, and encouraging and fun. And
how much
older?
How much older was he than you at that time?
I mean, he was already had done Weather. He already finished playing with Weather Report.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, he was already Jocko.
Yeah.
And
wow.
But he was he was always really good. And there were also weird little jam sessions would happen around town, and I would run in and play with him there. And
I bet I bet there's no recordings of you with Jocko.
I can't tell one story. I can't tell one story.
Okay, tell.
The first time I played with him, I was taking, I was in high school, but I was studying piano. I had moved to study with this guy Chuck Moronic, and then he left, and this other guy came in to the university where he was teaching, and his name was Alex Darkey, and he was somebody who grew up with Jocko and played with him when they were kids, and he was an incredible piano player, and one of the most unique piano players I've ever heard, and he was playing a gig with Jocko, and I forgot who was playing drums, but Alex asked me to come sit in, and I was like, oh, wow, we're going to get to play with Jocko. And Jocko got up and had somebody that he knew play bass, and then he sat down at the drums.
Wow.
And we played Satin Doll.
Whoa.
And he proceeded to bash on the drums. It was like Elvin Jones, but I don't even know what it was. It was just... And then when we got done, he was just like, he got on the drums and he came over to me and he gave me a hug and he's like, he's laughing at me. He's like, man, that was great. I was trying to fuck you up, man, and you didn't get fucked up.
Oh my God. Oh.
Yeah. Can I say that on the radio?
No, but that's okay. We'll bleep. No, it's all good. It's okay. It's all good.
Anyway, that's the most G-rated story
that you got from Jocko.
That I can tell was Jocko. But he was great, and he was really good to me. And
I'm guessing no recordings though, right, of the two of you, because that was like in the '80s and stuff, and people weren't.
I don't think no. People were just making music, listening to music, and getting on with their lives, and then making music again.
Yeah.
This obsession with documentation that there is now.
No. Yeah, I know. But you wouldn't like to see a video of you and you and Jocko back then? No?
Definitely not.
Really? Because it's just imprinted.
I don't like to watch any videos of myself.
I love that. I never listen to my shows. I get that. I can imagine that as a performer. I totally respect that. So after Florida, though, you went to college and studied classically, right? Because you were in New England Conservatory, right?
Well, no, yes and no. So back then, 83, 84 ish. I was going to go to music school. So my parents were terrified, and they were very supportive and behind me 100%, but also terrified.
Mm-hmm.
About what's a career in music? What's that going to do? Blah blah blah, and so they felt very strongly that if I was going to go to music school, I should go for classical music because it made more sense on paper and stuff. And back then, there weren't the jazz schools that there are now.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
there was very little, and Berkeley was around, but wasn't that was it. And I don't think it was even taken that seriously back then. So because I was still playing classical music, I applied to a few schools for the classical piano program, like Juilliard, Eastman, New England Conservatory, Cincinnati Conservatory.
Mm-hmm.
Those 4 schools I applied to.
All amazing. All amazing.
Yeah, and I got into all of them.
Damn.
And I kind of got the teachers that I wanted, and I ended up choosing the New England Conservatory because they actually had a jazz program, and because of Gunther Schuler's legacy, a much more integrated jazz and classical. Like back then, Juilliard had no jazz. Eastman did, and University of Miami did back then in North Texas State, but I didn't. I wanted to go to the Northeast, and so I kind of wanted to go to New York. I wanted to go to New York and not go to school, but that wasn't flying for me back then. So I chose. And Eastman seemed really cold to me coming from Florida in Rochester.
Yeah.
So, and I had my dad's side of the family from the Boston area, so it just kind of made sense. So I went to the New England Conservatory, and I went my first year as a classical major, and I actually ended up dealing with really bad tendonitis and hand issues.
Oh.
So.
Wow.
It was sort of the beginning of a complete transformation into what I really wanted to do and who I really am, So after my first year there, I ended up switching over to the Third Stream. At that time it was called the Third Stream program, which Rand Blake was the head of.
Mm.
And I finished my degree out there in the Third Stream department.
And then you played in bands in Boston too, right? When you were in school there, because they had a good music scene.
Yeah, it seemed like a great scene to me back then. I mean, it was great. I mean, that was the best thing about it was all the, school is whatever. Music school is, I don't even know if it's a good thing. What was good about it were, there were some great classes. When I was at the conservatory, there were some insanely unbelievable teachers there.
Yeah.
And, and being in the Third Street department, I could take classes in any department. That was sort of one of the things. It wasn't just jazz.
It wasn't just restricted. Yeah.
No, it was like it was cross.
And then after Boston, you did what you wanted to do. You went to New York, right?
Yeah, eventually. Yeah. I took it a little extra year or so to finish school because I was playing a lot and playing a lot of different bands. And I begrudgingly finished school for my parents to get my degree when I really wanted to stop.
You just wanted to play. Because, you just wanted
I saw through the whole, whatever, the whole thing. And wanted to just, be playing. But out of love and respect for what they had invested into me and I went ahead. I got my finished my bachelor's there, and then I kind of moved out to the Berkshires for a little while into the country.
Yeah, beautiful.
And then New York City kind of sucked me in. Yeah.
And boy, what happened to you in New York City? Amazing. You just that's where you met Billy, right? And
I had met Billy in Boston the year before I moved there. he was playing with Bob Moses' band, and we kind of met, and I actually had met Chris Wood. I think it was at a gig in Boston with Russ Gershon, the leader of the Either Orchestra. I think that was my first gig with Chris.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, because Chris was going to the conservatory for a second, and then he was living in Boston studying with Dave Holland. And we met there, and then I kind of started moving to New York. I had a place in Brooklyn and in the country, in the Berkshires.
Wow, lovely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
$500 a month for both of them.
Amazing. Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah, it was a room. It was a room, room in Flatbush on Parkside Ave. This is '89,
Right.
and a little attic in a place in the Berkshires. But I had that for a little while, and then I just moved into the city, and then Chris and I moved into the East Village around, I guess, 91ish.
Yeah.
Something
And
like
then
that.
and then you guys took off with your album from 92, right? Notes from the Underground. Was that your first
Those
one?
were 91, actually. Yeah.
91. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Chris and I had been going. I had been playing in New York at the Village Gate before this.
Mm-hmm.
Raphael Delugoff, who was booking the gate, his father Art Delugoff started the whole thing. It was there for years. Raphael is a really great piano player, and I met him at the conservatory, and he really liked me, so he would have me come to the gate back when it was, which is now it's Poisson Rouge at a CVS, and there used to be a bar upstairs. There was duos, piano duos every night, five or six nights a week, or 5 nights a week, 6 nights a week. And he would have me come and do these 2-week stints before I moved there.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I did those with this great bass player who now lives in Seattle named Dan O'Brien, and I did some runs with Reggie Workman on bass, and those were life-changing. And so I kind of knew that I would have this gig a couple times a year.
Yeah.
And it sort of gave me the courage to move to New York City. And then Chris Wood and I started doing those duos. And then Medeski Martin Wood kind of got together around that time.
What a group. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I know everybody always asks you, don't they? Like when's your next show? Like, especially since we saw you go to Korea. So
Yeah, well, we actually did Jam Cruise this year at the beginning of the year. Then we did Korea, and I will say that we have a new record that's going to be coming out.
I love
this
that.
year.
Yes. And
Yeah. I mean, we recorded it a little while back,
yeah.
and finally got it together, and
Yeah.
finally got it mixed and mastered, and it's going to come out. But we're pretty excited about it. It's it's not like anything we've done. It's not. I'm sure it's not what everybody wishes we would have done, but it's what we did, and what we.
It's what you want to do. It's what
and
you
I think
want to do.
well, we've always done that.
Yeah. 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 I mean, I always think that when I heard your music, I always thought like, yeah, they're doing exactly what they want to do. And I'm just happy to hear there's an album coming out with hopefully a small tour afterwards. But fingers are crossed.
I don't know. We'll see what
Fingers
happens.
are crossed. Yeah. I mean,
Chris Wood's pretty busy with the Wood Brothers.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're pretty busy. You got all kinds of stuff going on.
Well, I got to find something to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I love that. And I love like the Word. Talk about the Word. What an amazing group that is. And I mean, you're so part of so many different things. I can never keep up with it. I love following you on socials and your travels, and you just love music. And I love that. Like I can tell with you it's a joy. It's not a job. And I love, no, that's true though. Like when you watch and listen to like a lot of music and you see live music, sometimes it isn't always, I don't know. With you just love music, and I can tell any project that you're involved in is just like you're so like into it, and you're so focused.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's important. I mean, I just feel like, sure, it's work, but it's not a job.
Right.
It's like music is an essential human language that needs to be expressed, and I mean, the thing that's great about music is that it's kind of it can't be defeated.
Mm-hmm.
It is a force of its own, and I sort of came to terms with a long time ago that music is just good. It's not like there's not good and bad music and whatever. It's just a matter of taste and opinion and whatever, culture and all. There's so many things that determine what music we like. But like, I think where the music's coming from when somebody performs it is, you know, it I don't know, that's what's important. I feel like, you know, any musician still needs to be connected to the original reason
Yes.
that they wanted to play music in
Yeah.
the first place.
100%.
And if that's not in there, you know, I feel like it's missing something.
Yeah.
But
100%.
music serves a lot of purposes. Like music can be healing. Music can be nostalgia. You know, I mean, there's a place for those people that like to play the same song the same way every time because that's what people want to hear because they want to be taken to that place that's comfortable to them.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, but for me, that's not what music is for me. That's not my mission with music.
Right.
You know, it's
Right.
about creating something new and creating something right now for right now. You
Being
know,
in the moment and playing exactly what you're feeling in that moment.
yeah.
Mm.
Or playing, if you're playing with other people, playing what is being called for in that moment, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm. Tell me, you sent me a track. Tell me about Tiny Pyramids.
Oh, that's another project, and I really hope this record could come out soon too. I made a duo record, we call it Angelic Brothers, which is taken from a Sun Ra
Uh-huh.
poem.
Yeah.
And it's a duet with cornetist Kirk Kanufsky, and it's all the music of Sun Ra.
Oh.
And what we did was, like, you know, the Library of Congress has a huge number of Sun Ra scores in it.
Yeah.
Like it's handwritten, you know, scores and music. And there was a time, oh God, what was it? I don't know. It was a while back. Somebody was going down there and photocopying them for people for a certain price, really cheap, in order to share this music. And I got in on one of those first passes with this guy, and I've had it for a really, really long time. And so Kirk and I kind of went through these scores and these handwritten charts of Sun Ra's for a lot of our favorite songs, and we found like a lot of stuff in certain arrangements that I've never heard on record.
Mm.
So we made a record of, you know, duo playing a lot of these incredible Sun Ra tunes, combined with you know free improvisations inspired by some of Sun Ra's writings.
Beautiful. Well, you know, it's an honor for me to play unreleased music. So thank you for, you know, sending it and sharing it with us over here. So really cool. I'm going to play that when we hang up. We're also,
But yeah, we've only you know, every year we do like one or two shows, and I really, you know, would love to do it more.
mm-hmm.
It's really fun.
Yeah,
He's
well,
incredible.
I hope that you do. And then of course the Word. You've been doing that for a little bit.
Well, it's the word. The reason I sent you the word, I mean, it's the 25th anniversary of the band
Yeah,
this year.
that's amazing.
And we've done a couple. We did a show on 4th of July at High Sierra Music Festival. We're doing a couple shows next weekend. So I don't know. It's a great group.
It is a great group. It's a lot of fun to listen to that music. I've always enjoyed that band and tell
And I
people.
don't think what people don't know is that like the Word is the first project Robert Randolph did out of church.
Wow, really?
I mean, he is a you know superstar and genius, and you know I would never claim that we discovered him because that's not what happened. But we did, you know, it was sort of his first taste of playing music outside of the church that kind of, I think, opened up his eyes
Yeah.
and everything to doing what he's doing now. You know?
See, yeah.
Yeah, because it was myself and Luther Dickinson from the North Mississippi All Stars.
Amazing.
We had known them since they were just a duo. Just he and Cody, the drummer. We went since they were like 18, you know, kids, and they had toured with MFW before, and we just loved them. And I love Luther. And Luther and I shared this love of gospel music and a love of a lot of old traditional music, and we talked about we'd run into each other and play shows and see each other at festivals, and for several years we have to do an instrumental gospel record. We need so that because this music is so great, and you know we can take some of the words out so that people can just hear the music and not be swayed by the whatever their preconception of Christianity or religion is, and just, feel the spirit of the music. And while we were and we had also both, through separate avenues, discovered the Sacred Steel music through the Arhoolie records.
Oh, okay.
And their bass player at the time, Chris Chu, who's was mainly a church bass player in Memphis, was playing in the group. And right before or while we were recording the record, Chris had a cassette that he gave to Luther that had Robert Randolph playing Voodoo Child in somebody's basement session.
Mm.
And we were like, oh my God, he plays out. Because we had heard Robert on Sacred Steel compilations, and we were just like blown away. And none of us thought any of those guys would play out of the church. But so Luther called him up, and while we were in the middle of making a record, Robert came down.
Nice.
And we played some stuff together. He overdubbed on a few things we'd already laid down, and that was the beginning of the Word.
25 years ago. Damn.
Yep, that's how it started.
Damn. So
then Robert came and sat in with Medeski, Martin and Wood at the Beacon Theater.
Wow.
And it was kind of felt the. Actually, I think the first thing was Robert's church band came. This is while we were making the Word around that time. Came and played an opening set for the North Mississippi All Stars at the Bowery Ballroom or something like that in New York.
Wow.
And then we finished making the record, and then we mixed it, and Robert, I think he liked the record. And then after the record came out, we went on tour with Robert. We did like a bus tour and stuff, and I think and then the rest. Then Robert took it and went running with his family band and all the other, playing with Clapton and all the amazing stuff he does.
Yeah, he's all over the place too. It's really, really great to see. One more thing about MMW, I saw a really cool documentary that came out, I think, a few years ago, right? I saw it at the Woodstock Film Festival, and Billy Martin was doing something there because I think you guys, the other two.
I couldn't be there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not jazz. It's called.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's what all the music. The new record is the music from that recording section.
Oh, and remind me where that was. The recording that was right up here in the Hudson Valley.
That was.
It starts with an A, right? I forgot.
Lair.
Thank you.
A Lair. Yeah, we recorded at Lair Studios, but Lair wasn't a studio then. I mean, I had been involved with a lot of records up there over the years. A lot of great stuff got recorded there, but they kind of shut down.
Yeah.
And when we went to make this movie, the idea was of the producer and director and stuff was that they wanted us to do like a remote recording somewhere, like we did at the Shack in Hawaii.
Oh, yeah.
To sort of recreate that vibe.
Yeah.
So we were all set up to go to Tepoztlán, Mexico. And this is kind of covered at the beginning of the movie, but we were going to do it in Tepoztlán. And the week before we were going, they had an earthquake, a really bad one. And everything was just shut down, so we couldn't go. So we scrambled and, somehow pulled off doing it up at a Lair, and we had to they didn't even have recording equipment. We had to bring in all the recording equipment.
Wow.
And so it was kind of like a similar situation that we had to bootleg the whole thing.
Right. Is that movie out and available?
Yeah, it's out there.
Yeah. No, it's really cool. I really enjoyed watching it. So really cool documentary. But so John, tomorrow night, people want to see you play live. They can do so at the Falcon in Marlborough, which is a lovely club. You don't need tickets to go to the Falcon. It's done a little differently there. It's always done by donation. And and you're going to be there with your buddy Tasiji. And
it's going to be. I mean, people really should. See Tasiji.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no one like him. There's no one doing what he does anymore. I mean,
he is so unique.
He has kept a certain thing, a certain I don't even know what to call it because there's these days there's so many labels. Spiritual jazz is this thing, and it's become like I don't know what. A catchphrase for certain kinds of music that are about style. And really, it's not about style. It's about, the intention behind it. It's about but he really is doing that thing, and there's no one anywhere doing it with the integrity and the actual true spiritual life. Like he lives it. Like he truly lives it.
Yeah.
And is a deeply spiritual,
Yep.
being. And that's what he does. And he has dedicated his whole life to that.
And you can feel it. You can feel it when you're seeing him and when you're around him. I remember when I was talking to Paul Schaefer here on my show, and he's had such an influence on Paul Schaefer too, and all the people
he discovered Paul. I mean, Paul heard Tsiji in the streets in Canada, and asked him to teach him. And before he was Paul Schaefer, I mean, he was Paul Schaefer then, but before he became the star that he is, he credits Tsiji with a lot of his influencing him a lot.
Yeah, he found him in the streets. I think Toronto or something. I don't even remember what Canadian city.
Yeah,
but
Toronto.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And so he is a mentor. So and
he has been for me. He has been for me a lot. Like when we first met, he really, helped me, stay true to something that I really always believed in. But sometimes you need help, you need support, and you need guidance,
and you need someone older than you sometimes to remind you to say, hey, this is how I've lived my life. Look, it's okay to be you in whatever fashion that is okay to be you. And it's kind of funny, my phone just came up with a little notification. This is a reminder for your reservation tomorrow at the Falcon. So I encourage listeners, if you're in the Hudson Valley, geez, if you're not, it's worth an hour, 2-3 drive to go to the beautiful Falcon and see you, John, and also with Tsiji and the great band that you're going to have there tomorrow night. It is something I can't wait, because it is like so spiritual to hear Tsiji, and I'm just so excited.
Yeah, it's a rare type of music that people are not. I don't see any younger generation people doing or making.
Yeah.
They, not that they aren't deep, not that they aren't spiritual, not that they aren't.
Right.
But Tsiji played with Pharaoh Sanders in the '70s. So he's in the lineage directly. He was Pharaoh's astrologer. He was Pharaoh's guitar player, and he has stayed on that trajectory since then, and only that trajectory.
Yeah.
He's made dozens of records with everybody from McCoy Tyner, Rashid Ali, Robbie Coltrane, obviously Bob Moses, and Dave Liebman, and he's all playing Tsiji's music, and Paul Schaefer, and he really is one of a kind, and it's really worth experiencing it.
Yeah.
If you.
Yeah. If you're in the area, all you have to do is go to liveatthefalcon.com tomorrow night. John Medeski, Tsiji. You say the last name. You'll say it better than I.
Munoz.
Munoz.
Yes.
And Munoz. And it's just a fantastic show. And also the other event that, again, you'll be part of is celebrating Jack DeJohnette on Sunday, August 9th in Kingston at the Ulster Performing Arts Center. Tickets there at bardavon.org. Everyone that's going to be there, the musicians, the promoters, everybody is donating their time. This is a huge benefit for the family of Woodstock. If you're not familiar with that organization, check them out. Boy, do they do a lot of good. It's heartwarming to see all the chapters of family that's out there. So lots of great stuff going on there. And that is also Jack DeJohnette's actual birthday, August 9th. So that's happening then. So, yeah. That should be a great night as well. So thank you, Mr. Medeski. Thank you, John. And
you are welcome.
I am excited to see you tomorrow and to hear you.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
I hope I see some other people there too. It's going to be great. Thank you so much.
You'll see a bunch of people there. I appreciate your time, sir. Thanks, and you have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. 91.3 WVKR, Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. John Medeski. Let's take a listen to this one called Tiny Pyramids. This is completely unreleased, and John sent it to me. Always an honor to hear unreleased music here on LocalMotion. Let's take a listen right now on 91.3 WVKR. 91.3 WVKR. Good old technologies. Every once in a while, this stuff happens. That was Tiny Pyramids, or at least a smidgen of it. Let me play another track from John Medeski because the music's that good. Let's take a listen to this one with Tasiji. He's going to be playing with Tasiji tomorrow at the Falcon in Marlborough. This is off their album called Beauty as Beauty, and this track is called Gratitude. Right here on 91.3 WVKR. 91.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York, to C.G. Munoz and John Medeski, the track called Gratitude from the album Beauty as Beauty. They'll be playing tomorrow night at the Falcon in Marlborough. And right now seems like a really good time to wish my dear friend Hawken a wonderful happy birthday. I look forward to celebrating it with you tomorrow. And happy birthday, dearest Hawken, who is a fan of John Medeski's and gratitude. So, and gratitude. So that was the track we just heard. And Hawken, happy birthday to you. That one's dedicated to you, my friend. All right, it's 5:14. You're tuned into Local Motion on 91.3 WVKR. I'm your host, Rita Ryan, here most Wednesdays from 4 to 6 p.m., bringing you this show. This show is all about music and the arts here in the Hudson Valley. Every hour where we don't have a guest, we start off this segment by paying tribute to Tony Falco from the Falcon in Marlborough. We play a track from his playlist. He left a couple of really cool playlists, and I do them in the order that he uploaded it. This is track number 189, and it's just so cool. Tony had such eclectic taste in music that I still always learn different music styles and different things from music from Tony. Tony passed away October 28th of 2021. And the Falcon's going strong. We encourage you to support the Falcon. And let's take a listen to this track here. And this is the Bach Trio on 91.3. 91.3 WVKR. Tarantella by Brian Mitchell, the album Music from Big Blue. Brian's playing tonight, so if you're in the Hudson Valley and you're around the Woodstock area, or hey, even if you're not, take a ride. He's playing at Colony in Woodstock, colonywoodstock.com for information to tonight's show with Brian Mitchell and friends. Always fun to see Brian, and he always has an array of amazing musicians with him. We also heard a track from Bach Trios with Yo-Yo Ma, Chris Thiele, and Edgar Meyer. We heard the track Ich ruf zu dir, Herr Jesu Christ, which means I'm calling to you, Mr. Jesus Christ. Wow. That was on Tony's playlist. And so that's what we do. We play a track from his playlist and in order that he uploaded it. So that's what we did right there. So the next two performers we're going to be playing are going to be playing this weekend at Rosendale Street Festival, which is this annual event that brings about 100 musicians on 8 different stages to the village of Rosendale. Let's take a listen to this track by Mr. Mark Marshall and Friends here on 91.3. Damn. All right. That is a wild, wild version of James Brown's is got you, or I feel good. Oh my gosh. Wow, that was amazing. And that's Mark Marshall and Friends. And that was Mark Marshall, Frank Cassiaro Jr. It was Jude DeFalco on drums and Dave Fields also on guitars. Mark Marshall and Friends will be performing this Saturday, the 18th at noon on the Mountain Stage at Rosendale Street Festival. And that is rosendalestreetfestival.com for tickets, not to tickets, it's free. It's you go, like spend Saturday and Sunday in Rosendale. It's all along Main Street. There's a bunch of different stages, 8 different stages, a roster of 100 different bands and musicians. And it's a fun night. It's a fun weekend, actually. I think it starts typically like 11, 12 o'clock. Just check out rosendalestreetfestival.org for information. And Mark Marshall, again, is playing the 18th, which is Saturday. Yes, it is Saturday at 12 noon. Mark Marshall's in Friend on the Mountain Stage. So check that out. A lot of fun. Now we're going to play one more performer that's also going to be part of the Rosendale Street Festival. Let us take a listen. Let me see where I find her. And here she is. It's the Aranja Twins with Carolyn Morosi. Let's take a listen here on 91.3 WVKR.
Nothing but trouble. Taking my guitars home too.
91.3 WVKR, the Aranja Twins, Carolyn Morosi, Water on the Smoke from the album We Are a Genius. Carolyn will also be part of the Rosendale Street Festival happening this Saturday and Sunday. Guess where that's going to be? Oh, yeah, Rosendale on Main Street. It's always a fun time. And you can visit rosendalestreetfestival.org for information. It's, again, 100 bands, 8 stages. They close off Main Street. It's no charge. And it's this weekend at the 18th and the 19th, Rosendale Street Festival. So, yes, and Mark Marshall and Friends we also played, and both of those acts are going to be part of this weekend's festivities. The next bands that we're going to play are going to be playing also in Ulster County. And the first one will start off this weekend, and the next one will be next weekend. So this weekend at Opus 40, the one and only Big Takeover will be there. Let's take a listen to them here on 91.3 WVKR. Get up and move a little, dance a little if you'd like. Here, take a listen to the Big Takeover.
Hey, love, time to get up. I think you've been sleeping too long. My day started when you were still yawning. One room just ain't enough when it's two folks trying to get along. But it's hard to leave you alone. Oh, love is always better when we take time to get back to who we are. When we are apart, distance makes the heart grow. Even when I'm lonely, happy knowing that your love is never far. When we are apart, distance makes the heart. It makes the leaves on the trees fall, makes the hours in the day long, makes me wanna clear my head, find a little cafe and write the words to a song. And I know that I'm still free, be anywhere that I wanna be. Maybe get dressed up, wear something real pretty that you ain't never seen. Oh, love is always better when we take time to get back to who we are. When we are apart, distance makes the heart grow. Even when I'm lonely, happy knowing that your love is never far. When we are apart, distance makes the heart, 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 heart's the heart, 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 it's the heart, heart. When you love, it makes it hard. When you trust, it makes it hard. And when you call, it makes it hard. When we're alone, when we're apart, in the middle of a fight, walk away to make it right. Where we go, we're never far. In the light or in the dark, on a plane, up in the stars, in a movie or at the bar, home alone or out to tea. Look to your heart and think of me. I wanna love you, don't wanna try to change the pace of your life. We get together, we make it good. We get together, distance makes the
91.3 WVKR. The great Emily King. The track called Distance. She's singer-songwriter Emily King. She's born here in New York, and she was signed by Clive Davis at the age of 21. Emily's toured extensively through Europe. She alongside Nora Jones and also Jacob Collier, and she's going to be bringing her amazing music to Opus 40 a week from Saturday on July 25th. Tickets available at opus40.org. She's a great performer. I saw her, I think, a year or two ago at the local in Saugerties, and she just is captivating. And she's, performs solo most of the time. And she's great. Emily King, Opus 40, Saturday, July 25th. Also at Opus 40 this Saturday, you get to see Reggae on the Rocks with the Big Takeover. Again, powerhouse Nene Rushy is she fronts this band, and she's just this band. I think there's typically about 6 of them, and you can't sit still. They've shared the stage with people like the Wailers, Toots and the Maytals, Sister Sparrow, Carl Denson's Tiny Universe, Jefferson Starship, all kinds of great people, and so much fun. Like, everybody's going to be up and dancing on the rocks, which, of course, the Rocks at Opus 40 this Saturday night, July 18th, for the Big Takeover. So, opus40.org. It's 5:43. Time flies when you're having fun. And let's do musical happenings now. We do this towards the end of the show. And in alphabetical order, we list some of our area venues in the hopes that you go support some live music, because we got a plethora of it right here in our backyard. Let's start up in Kingston with the Assembly. The Assembly Kingston and at assemblykingston.com. July 17, A La Las. July 23, Twin. Bardavon and UPAC, info and tickets, bardavon.org. July 22, Lucy Dacus. And August 9th, celebrating the life of Jack DeJohnette. Tickets on sale. Bearsville Theater in Woodstock and at bearsvilletheater.com. July 16, The Wild Woods. July 17, All Your Friends, the Indie Party. July 18, Tom Chapin and Friends. Colony in Woodstock and colonywoodstock.com. Visit the website for shows at the Colony Beer Garden. Tonight inside the ballroom, Brian Mitchell and Friends. Thursday, Two Dark Birds and Mark Delgado. Friday, Black Mountain Symphony. Saturday, Cyber Circus. Sunday, Jim Lauderdale. And every Monday is an open mic at Colony. The Falcon in Marlborough and live at thefalcon.com. Tonight, Hudson Valley Jazz Jam in the Underground. Thursday, to C.G. Munoz 80th birthday with John Medeski. Friday, Professor Louie and the Chromatics. Saturday, Moon Boot Lover. And Sunday, Ed Palermo's Chemistry Set. Jazz Forum in Tarrytown and at jazzforumarts.org. July 17, David Janeway Quintet. July 18, Kate Kortum. Maverick Concerts in Woodstock and maverickconcerts.org. July 18, The Music of Penguin Cafe Orchestra. July 19, Windsync with Everin Ozell. Opus 40 in Saugerties and opus40.org. July 18th, The Big Takeover. July 25, Emily King. July 31, Rock the Quarry. The Stissing Center in Pine Plains and thestissingcenter.org. July 17, Garrison Starr. July 19, Beethoven's Piano in Concert. Tarrytown Music Hall in Tarrytown and at tarrytownmusichall.org. July 16, Todd Rundgren. July 18, Craig Finn and Patterson Hood. Town Crier in Beacon and at towncrier.com. Every Thursday is an open mic. Friday on the Salon stage, Tina Ross and Don Sarlin. On the main stage, Simon's Dream from the Penguin Cafe Orchestra. Saturday on the Salon stage, Low Lily. On the main stage, Lotus, a Santana tribute. Sunday brunch with Grateful Duo, and Sunday night, Satisfaction, Rolling Stone tribute. Rosendale Street Festival, July 18 and 19, 100 bands, 8 stages. Info, rosendalestreetfestival.org. Jazz in the Valley, Warriors Park, Poughkeepsie, August 16th, with Lisa Fisher, Javon Jackson, and more. Info at jazzinthevalleyny.org. Last but not least, the Summer Hoot at the Ashokan Center in Olive Bridge, August 29 through 30, featuring Milk Carton Kids, Tuba Skinny, Gail Ann Dorsey, and more. Tickets and info at hoot.love. All right, let's see. What are we going to do? I got this track sent to me by Soren Song, and it features vocalist Eleanor Kaufman, and it's Soren Song and Travis Stever. Let's take a listen to this new track here on 91.3 WVKR.
God bless the day we can leave this all behind. Just fade away to be over, really over. I won't have to say all this heartache that's stuck in my throat. Choose to look away time, I'll just say we can't be lovers if we can't be kind.
God bless the day when we say all that we have to say, and tell every truth and break every spell that we can't think to tell, because we can't be lovers. No, can't be lovers at all. We can't be lovers if we can't be kind.
And every time I look at you, I think about the things we do when happiness is the other way around. We can go,
We can leave,
but we can't be lovers. No, we can't be lovers at all. We can't be lovers. If we can't be kind.
.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. I thought I had another track here, but I can't find it. So I was going to play another track by Jim Lauderdale, but I must not have put it in here. So anyway, I think that does it for me. I'm going to just cut out a few minutes early. So take care of yourselves. The air is kind of crazy out there here in the Hudson Valley, and best to stay out of it if you can, or have any breathing issues, asthma, anything like that. So, I am going to make my way out today. I want to say a huge thank you to John Medeski, who spent the hour with us, the 4 o'clock hour, that is. He'll be playing tomorrow at the Falcon in Marlborough. Just make a reservation live at thefalcon.com or give them a call. You don't need tickets to go there. They'll be celebrating to CG's Munoz 80th birthday. You can also see John Medeski in Kingston on Sunday, August 9th, as part of the celebration of life of Jack DeJohnette. He's going to be joined by over 40 artists, which is just unbelievable. The show starts at 5 o'clock. It's going to go for many, many hours. It's a benefit to benefit the family of Woodstock. Bardavon.org for tickets and info to that show on August 9th. And I will return next week with David Cry. He's got a new album out, so we'll talk with him about that and any upcoming performances. In 2 weeks, I'll be speaking with the executive director, Patrick Tretnero from the Stissing Center. We're going to start off August with a really, really special show, and I'm going to announce it right here, right now for the first time. I will be joined in studio by Rachel Yamagata and Caroline Ryan. And that happens to be my daughter, in full disclosure. So I was inviting Rachel because Rachel's playing at Maverick Concerts in Woodstock on August 21st. And my daughter Caroline's been touring with her for like the past year. And they are going to be touring Asia. So I was like, okay, let's have Rachel come in, talk about Maverick and her Asia tour, play some of her music. And then Rachel, as I invited her, said, hey, let's have Caroline join in on the interview also. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be on Wednesday, August 5th. So stay tuned. That's going to be a super special show for me.